Hello, my name is Benjamin Hart. I'm an American attorney and the Managing Director of Integrity Legal here in Bangkok, Thailand. As the title of this video suggests, we're discussing the Phuket Sandbox. For those who are unaware, the Phuket Sandbox it has been utilized in the past. It was kind of this experiment which has continued to sort of operate, wherein folks can come in with a highly truncated quarantine, but they basically have to stay in Phuket, an island in southern Thailand, for a given period of time. I think it's presently 7 days, although in the past I think it was 10 days, and they sort of whittled it down. If I recall, when it began, it was 14 days you had to stay in Phuket. Then it got whittled down to like 10 and then 7. You know, how many days you got to stay in Phuket, especially in light of the fact that there's been some major policy changes here. And just to go ahead and quote directly from a recent article in ASEAN Now, ASEANnow.com, article is titled "Thailand Suspends Thailand Pass and Test and Go," and we've made a number of videos thus far regarding the end of the suspension, I should say, of Thailand Pass and presumably the suspension of Test and Go. Some folks who are already coming in via those plans should be able to get in, although the details of that may depend on the specifics of a case. That's not really the thrust of this video. Quoting from this article, after December 21, there will be no registration for Test and Go, only quarantine or Phuket Sandbox, said Deputy Government Spokeswoman Rachada Dahanadirek. And so this is kind of where we stand at the moment, is Phuket Sandbox is kind of the only way presently to get into Thailand without an extended sort of in-hotel quarantine. So with Phuket Sandbox, you come in, it's kind of similar to Test and Go insofar as I think you do a night after they tested you in a hotel room. You get out the following afternoon, presuming that you test negative, and then at that point you can kind of have your run around Phuket, but you can't leave Phuket. And then after a certain period of time goes by and certain tests are taken and you're cleared through those, then you're allowed to enter sort of greater Thailand, if you will. Come to Bangkok, go to Chiang Mai, Pattaya, wherever, and you're allowed to go on your way. So just kind of an update on what that looks like, as that's probably going to be the preferred methodology for a lot of folks coming into Thailand, at least at the beginning or the end of the fourth quarter here of 2021 and the very beginning of 2022. I very much hope, as I've made it clear in other videos, we see, Test and Go as well as Thailand Pass come back online sooner rather than later, so that at least allows folks to come into the rest of the country in a relatively straightforward and efficient manner.